Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 12th chapter, verse number 27. Only 35 as purport, 27 to 34 I will read for myself. Mahaprano Mahaviryo Mahasarpa iva dvipam Kritva dharam manum Daito devi uttaramanum Nabo gambira vaktrena lelilo Bana jivaya Dhamstrabi kalakalpabi Grasan iva jagatrayam Atimatro ma kaya Akshipam tarasa giring Girirat pada chariva Padbhyam nirjarayanam mahim Jagrasa samasadhya Vajrinam savanam. Please repeat the translation. Vritrasura was very powerful in physical strength and influence. He placed his lower jaw on the ground and his upper jaw in the sky. His mouth became very deep, like the sky itself, and his tongue resembled a large serpent. With his fearful death-like teeth, he seemed to be trying to devour the entire universe. Thus, assuming a gigantic body, the great demon Vritrasura shook even the mountains and began crushing the surface of the earth with his legs, as if he were the Himalayas walking about. He came before Indra and swallowed him and Airavata, his carrier, just as a big python might swallow an elephant. Text 30. Vritagrashtam tamalokya saprajapataya suraha akastam viti nivrinnas Shukrushu Samaharshayaha. Please repeat the translation. When the demigod, along with Brahma, other Prajapatis, and other great saintly person, saw that Indra had been swallowed by the demon, they became very morose. Alas, they lamented. What a calamity! What a calamity. Text 31. Nigirno api asurendrena namamarodaram gataha mahapurusha sannado yogamaya balena cha. Please repeat the translation. The protective armor of Narayana, which Indra possessed, was identical with Narayana himself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Protected by that armor and by his own mystic power, King Indra, although swallowed by Vritrasura, did not die within the demon's belly. Text 32. Bitva vajrena tatkuksham Nishkramya balabid vibuhu Uchya karta shira satro Giri shringam iva jasa. Please repeat the translation. With his thunderbolt, King Indra was also extremely powerful, pierced through Vritrasura's abdomen and came out. Indra, the killer of demon Bala, then immediately cut off Vritrasura's head, which was as high as a peak of a mountain. Text 33. Vajrastu tad kandaram Vajrastatu kandaramasu vega kritam samanta parivartamanaha nyapataya tavad aharganena yojotisam ayane vartrathye. Please repeat the translation. Although the thunderbolt revolved around Vritrasura's neck with great speed, separating his head from his body, took one complete year, 360 days, the time in which the sun, moon and other luminaries complete a northern and southern journey. Then at the suitable time for Vritrasura to be killed, his head fell down to the ground. Text 34. Tada cheke dundubayo vinedar gandharva siddha samarshi sangha vartra granalingaitam abhishtunavad montrair muda kusumair abhyavarsan. Please repeat the translation. When Vritrasura was killed, the Gandharvas and Siddhas in the heavenly planet bet kettledrums in jubilation. With Vedic hymns, they celebrated the power of Indra, the killer of Vritrasura, praising Indra and showering flowers upon him with great pleasure. Text 35, we'll chant together, repeat. Vritasya deya nishkrantam atmajoti arindama pashyatam sarva devanam alokam samapadyata. Translation and purport by Divine Gazeti Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. O King Parikshit, subduer of enemy, the living spark then came forth from Vritrasura's body and returned home back to Godhead. While all the demigods looked on, he entered the transcendental world to become an associate of Lord Sankarsana. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained that Indra, not Vritrasura, was actually killed. He says that when Vritrasura swallowed King Indra and his carrier, the elephant, he thought, now I killed Indra, therefore there is no need of fighting. Now let me return home back to Godhead. Thus he stopped all his bodily activities and became situated in trance. Taking advantage of the silence of Vritrasura's body, Indra pierced the demon's abdomen, and because of pierced the demon's abdomen, and because of Vritrasura's trance, Indra was able to come out. Now Vritrasura was in Yoga Samadhi, and therefore, although King Indra wanted to cut his throat, the demon's neck was so stiff that Indra's thunderbolt took 360 days to cut it to pieces. Actually, it was the body left by Vritrasura that was cut to pieces by Indra. Vritrasura himself was not killed. In his original consciousness, Vritrasura returned home, back to Godhead, to become an associate of Lord Sankarsana. Here the word alokam means the transcendental world, Vaikuntha Loka, where Sankarsana resides, where Sankarsana eternally resides. Thus in the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 6th canto, 12th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Vritrasura's Glorious Death. So we are coming to the end of this chapter. So we have been reading the glorious activities of Vritrasura who was a demon. He was in a demon's body, but we read in the earlier verses, he was a devotee. So he was anxiously waiting to go back to Godhead. So we earlier heard also how Indra sometime, because in between they were also discussing about devotional service. Correct? A lot of talks about spiritual understanding. So Vritrasura is telling, oh, you are hesitating, kill me, standing in front. In a battlefield, if somebody surrenders like that, kill me, one should take the opportunity, correct? But Indra knew he is not an ordinary demon. He was actually a Brahmana in the body of a demon. So we know how Indra got his Vajra, thunderbolt, which was made from the body of Dadichi as per the direction of Lord Narayana. So Indra was also very powerful, and Vritrasura also here powerful. So this is the real fight. When we talk in the Bhagavatam again and again, we come across, correct, fight between demons and devotees. And when the demons, like particularly Indra or Brahma, they are in trouble, all the Devata, they become very morose. They say, alas, what has happened to my Lord? Like that, correct? And when they kill the demon, what happens? The Devata, they shower flowers from the heavenly planet. They praise the Indra, Brahma, whosoever it is. So these things goes on. So in this last verse, it is mentioned, so Sukadeva Goswami is narrating to Parikshit, last few verses. O King Parikshit, subduer of enemies, the living spark then came forth from Vritrasura's body and returned home back to Godhead. While all the demigods looked on, he entered the transcendental world to become an associate of Lord Sankarsana. So, Vritrasura's desire was to go back to Godhead, and he was a devotee. So, he was waiting for this opportunity. So, Prabhupada begins this purport. See how we understand with all these things, like we are hearing here. We can only understand through the parampara understanding. Just like he was having a thunderbolt, which was made according to the instruction of Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayana. So he can easily smash, correct, the demon Vritrasura. But we read in the previous verse, it took 1 year to cut the neck of Vritrasura. So we cannot conceive all these things with our limited understanding. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says, Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevayam. We have to inquire submissively. And also in the second chapter, Krishna says, when Arjuna was in dilemma, whether to fight or not, correct? He didn't know what to do. His duty is to fight. Here actually we read in the previous verses also, both of them are doing their duty. Vritrasura is playing that role, he is doing his duty. Indra also is doing his duty. Because Indra is a king of heaven, he is always concerned about his planet. He wants to be the head, he wants to be the chief. Like nobody wants to give up their position in this world, correct? So Indra, such a elevated, is a devotee of Lord Vishnu. But still, they have tinge of material desire. That's why in the previous canto also when we are hearing Madhu Pandit Prabhu explaining that fight between King Prithu and Indra, same thing. Indra is want to disturb. If somebody does a lot of tapasya, austerity, Indra always want to disturb. Because by tapasya, you can also attain this position. By tapasya. So, here, Prabhupada begins the purport, that's why here. Because previous verse are talking about this. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura explained that Indra, not Vritrasura, was actually killed. Because here we see Vritrasura is killed. He says that when Vritrasura swallowed King Indra and his carrier, the elephant, he thought, now I have killed Indra, and therefore there is no need of fighting. So he has finished his duty. he is ready to go back to Godhead. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains here that Indra, not Vritrasura, was actually killed. Why? Because he has attained. Vritrasura is sure he has gone to Vaikuntha Loka. But whereas Indra is going to be in this material world only. This material world is described as Mrityu Loka. We are born, we are living for a while, we do all these activities, finally we have to die. So, when we die, what happens? We think everything is finished, people say, correct? It's not like that. We take on to another body, we transmigrate to another body, according to our desire and according to our activities. So, Indra was very much attached to his position. So, Indra actually is killed. That's what the Acharyas has mentioned. Now, thus he stopped all his bodily activities and became situated in trance. So, we were hearing how he was so fixed in devotional service. Both of them were discussing about devotional service to the Supreme Lord, who is the cause of all causes. All these things we read in the previous verses. So, that is the position between a demon and a devotee. A devotee always anchors, he always wants to get out of this rotten material world and go back to the spiritual world. Whereas even the devatas in this material world, they want to enjoy more, they want to enjoy more opulence. All these things are mentioned in the Bhagavatam. So, there are different kinds and different grades of living entity in this world, material world. So, Prabhupada says, their standard of feeling happiness and miseries are also different. So, what is really happiness for Vritrasura is not happiness for here Indra. Because Indra still wanted to enjoy this world, whereas Vritrasura want to go to the spiritual world. So that is the difference. Prabhupada gives the example, just like animal. Animal, they don't have that intelligence. They just engage in eating, sleeping, mating and defending. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithuna. We conditioned soul, we are also engaged in these four things only. But to keep the body, whatever required is okay, essential. Apart from that, we should try to understand the higher values of life. And only in the human form of life, we can achieve this result. So Prabhupada always gives the example, correct? Just like an animal, a goat or a sheep is slaughtered in the slaughterhouse. Next, there is another goat. He is just eating, he is enjoying the green grass. It cannot understand, it cannot comprehend. Next, it is going to be his chance. So he just want to enjoy green grass, that's all. Whereas in case of human being, if somebody is put in that condition, we'll try to at least run away, correct? So animal is not like that. So this all depends on what mode we are in, what are the different kinds or grades of living entities we are in. So trees, animal, they have no choice actually. They just go according to their instinct. They are not concerned about the higher values because they don't have faculty. That's why when we are evolved, our consciousness is evolved, we should try to understand about these things. What is this? What is this material happiness? Material happiness is actually tuchya, it's insignificant. In many places in the Bhagavatam it is mentioned. Prahlad Maharaj says it is tucham. So we should not aspire to enjoy in this material world. So in the Bhagavatam, in the Bhagavad Gita, very nice verse is there. We are all familiar with this very famous verse. 6.20 to 23. If you take the 20, it starts, Yatro paramate chittam nirudam yoga sevayam. I'll just read the translation. In the stage of perfection called trance or samadhi, one's mind is completely restrained from material mental activities by practice of yoga. Because this 6th chapter, Krishna is describing about Sankhya Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. So, there is mentioned this. This perfection is characterized by one's ability to see the self by the pure mind and relish to rejoice in the self. So that's what we are seeing in Vritrasura's case. He is able to see the self and is enjoying, is rejoicing. Because the moment he is going to leave the body, he is going to spiritual world. His destination is fixed. Then Krishna says here, in the joyous state, one is situated in boundless transcendental happiness realized through transcendental senses. So real happiness is this transcendental happiness, not this material, flickering happiness. In fact, it is said there is no happiness in this material world. We all know. Krishna says, it is dukhalem ashashvatam. It is full of miseries. We just adjust our situation and we want to be in happiness state. So we just make some material adjustment. But again, it will be gone. So that's what this verse says. So one who is situated in boundless transcendental happiness realized through transcendental senses. Then this verse further states, third verse in this. Established thus, one never departs from truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. So we are living in the material world, there will be a lot of disturbance. Even as a devotee, we are trying to be a devotee, sadhaka. We are trying to practice devotional service. Lot of difficulties will come, or health issues will be there, mental issues will be there, so many problems will come. But what we are going to achieve, so establish that one never departs from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. Just like you see take for example sports, somebody is playing cricket, correct? First he will start with maybe gully cricket, then somehow in school or somebody spots him out. He plays for school, college. Then maybe he plays for university from college. Then he wants to move to next level, maybe state. Correct? He plays some state cricket. Then he wants to represent the country. Correct? These are the different grades. So there is something higher to be gained here. For a materialist, that's why whatever they acquire, whatever they have, they're not satisfied. They're looking for something higher. They want more enjoyment, more opulence, more health, all more. They want more and more. Whereas a spiritualist, when he understands this, I'm in touch with this, I'm in trance, I'm in devotional service. This is the highest truth. That's what scripture says. Right now in our present condition, we are not able to realize. At least to begin with, we should have this theoretical understanding. Krishna says directly in the Bhagavad Gita. So we should take this and we should practice. There it said, being situated in such a position, one is never shaken even in the midst of greatest difficulties. Yasmin sthito na dukkena guru napi vichalyate. Guru means very heavy also. So even if there is any difficulties, actually we should endure, we should just continue. Then it says, this indeed is actual freedom from all miseries arising out of material contact. So we are all looking for happiness. So this is what, otherwise sense coming in sense or touch with sense object. There is some happiness. That's why whole world is running around, correct? From morning till night. They don't have time for any other activity. You call them to temple, you could tell them to chant Hare Krishna. They say, Swamiji, no time, no time. Because their goal is something, they are just looking for material well-being. So this is not what the Bhagavad Gita is saying. So if we really want, it is atindriyam. That's why this word is used. See, just like the senses are there in the dead man. Once a man is dead, senses are all there. But he can't enjoy, correct? Why? Because the spirit, soul, spirit spark, spiritual spark, which was there in that body, has gone away. So body actually is not enjoying. It is the spirit, soul that is enjoying. So that's why Prabhupada gives the example, correct? The body is just like a dress. Everybody has our dress. So the dress is made according to our body. We go to a tailor, he takes the measurement and he gives the dress. So similarly, the spirit soul, the spiritual spark, Prabhupada explains there, that is a person. We are all person. The spirit soul is a person. The Supreme Lord is a person. He is the supreme person. So we have to transcend these material senses. Right now, we are conducted by the three modes of material nature. We are acting on the material platform. So we have to transcend this material platform. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita also in the 14th chapter, Krishna says, Mam cheo vyavacharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samati taitam brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So we have to transcend these three modes. We have to go beyond this, even goodness. Then we can feel that Brahman, that spiritual happiness. So this is what is mentioned here. There's a verse, a very nice verse. We are all familiar with this verse also. Prabhupada quotes many times. Ramante yogina manante satyananda chidatmane iti rama padenasu param brahma abhidiyate. So this is actually quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita. The supreme absolute truth is Rama, because the transcendentalists take pleasure in the unlimited true pleasure of spiritual existence. So transcendentalists, the yogis, the devotees, they take real happiness in the spiritual existence. Material existence, we are all in this material world. That's why we are all struggling. It's incompatible. We have material body, gross body. We have spirit soul sitting engaged in this body. So that's why we are not feeling the real happiness. The supreme absolute truth is called Rama, because the transcendentalists take pleasure in the unlimited true pleasure of spiritual existence. So different, when we see, Prabhupada gives an example. Just like a diseased man. If somebody is diseased, is having some chronic disease, he is advised by the physician, doctor, not to take certain food, all this thing. But actually you would like to take. Doctor forces, no, you should not take. And you have to take this bitter medicine, all this thing. So if a patient sincerely follows this instruction of the doctor or the physician, then he will be cured of the disease. So we all have this material disease. What is this material disease? Actually, we are trying to enjoy our senses. We are looking for this sense pleasure. But whereas this verse says, Ramante yoginam anante, they enjoy Ramante yoginam anante, it is unlimited, transcendental, unlimited. Spiritual happiness is unlimited. Lord Krishna is unlimited. So if you connect with Krishna, it is unlimited happiness. Ramante yoginam anante. Satyananda, it is truthful, truth. Happiness is real truth happiness that. It's not some flickering happiness. Satyananda, Chidatmani is spiritual existence. So iti Rama Pade Nasu. So Prabhupada explained, both when we chant this Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Both Krishna and Rama refers to actually it giving pleasure, actually, joy. Prabhupada mentions this. So, and it's unlimited. So, we engage in devotional service and we should refrain from sense enjoyment. Senses are always looking for some enjoyment. And in Krishna consciousness, we have a lot of bona fide enjoyment like that. We are chanting, we are dancing, we are taking prasadam, we are having darshan of deity. These are all transcendental. So, Prabhupada mentions about a small story like. So he says, a friend advises his friend about sugar cane. So other friend has not heard about this sugar cane, nor he has seen what it's all about. So he describes sugar cane looks like a bamboo log. So his friend figures out, he goes out, takes out so many bamboo log. He goes on chewing. But he is not actually getting any happiness. Because that is not going to give him happiness. So real happiness is then he will get when he gets hold of his sugar cane and he chews nicely, and we know sugar cane is so sweet, so nice. So just like, so the foolish friend does all sort of things. So we are all actually foolish. We are all looking for happiness in this world where there is no happiness. We are thinking, if I do this, if I do this, if I achieve that, I'll get happiness. So there is no real happiness. Prabhupada says we should become convinced of this fact. Sometimes people say you are all very pessimistic. It's not pessimistic actually. There is no real pleasure in this world, happiness in this world. These are all flickering happiness. It comes and goes. But by nature we are all looking for happiness. Correct? Atatho Brahma Jignasa. We are inquiring. We want this. We want happiness. So where we'll get the real happiness? That's what scriptures point out. So when we become Krishna conscious, naturally we'll get this spiritual happiness. Otherwise, just imagine how long we can go on practicing the same thing, correct? Just like every Friday, new movies comes. Everywhere in all the state, it is very common. Once in a week, once in a 15 days, new films have to come, correct? Because the same story, same song, nobody wants to. Maybe a super hit. But after a few weeks, few months, it is gone. So this cinema industry is there. They're smart. They come up with new like this. So people go on chewing the chewed, it is actually. There is no real happiness there. So Bhagavatam says, when we practice the devotional service, what happens? Bhakti pareshanubhava virakti anyatra syat. Three things beautifully happen. Very important verse. This in the 11th canto. Three things. Bhakti, devotion, pareshanubhava, direct experience, Prabhupada translate, and virakti, detachment from anything not connected with Krishna or material thing. So devotion, direct experience of the Supreme Lord, and detachment from other things. These things occur simultaneously for one who has taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of God. Bhakti, pareshanubhava, experience, and virakti were taken to the shelter of Supreme Personality of God. In the same way, the example, it comes in the third line and fourth line, the pleasure, nourishment, and relief from hunger comes from, so Prabhupada writes, the same way as pleasure, nourishment, and relief from hunger comes simultaneously and increasingly with each bite for a person engaged in eating. So after the class, we go to APH, we will take prasadam. If you have not taken anything in the morning, or somebody is fasting, even many of them, they are doing intermittent fasting and all. So they would not have taken yesterday evening also. So each bite you take, it gives nourishment, correct? And pleasure you get. And that too we are honoring Krishna Prasadam, which is offered to the deities. So it automatically happens. So similarly, if somebody practices this devotional service, any material achievement, actually you will not be, see, just like some big people come here, temple, they see, they achievers, all these things, correct? Today, a lot of startup companies are there everywhere. Bangalore is a hub of startup companies. Many companies, startups, sometimes they fail, sometimes they grow, they sell, they get $1 billion, all these things happen. But these are all material achievement actually, This is not going to give them real happiness. They try again, next they'll try, next there's no end to it. So, any material achievement in this world, actually Prabhupada says, it's actually insignificant. So what a conviction these pure devotees they have. We are all running after these things, but these acharyas, they say it's insignificant, it is tucham. What is that? Because if at all you have lot of wealth, lot of opulence, lot of following, big industries, all these things, one day you'll be gone. So many empires have gone in the past. Big people have gone. So where they are going? So that's what we should try to understand. Because Prabhupada also explained, we are actually in a very dangerous situation in this material world. Actually, padam yad vipadam natesham. At every step there is danger. Actually, Bhagavatam says that verse also, very nice verse connected with this today's. Padam yad vipadam natesham. The first line is Samashrita epada pallava plavam Mahat padam punyesho murare bhavam budir vatsa padam param padam yad vipadam natesham. For one who has accepted the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord, for one who has accepted the boat of the lotus feet of Lord, who is the shelter of cosmic manifestation and is as famous as Murari, the enemy of Mura demon, the ocean of material world is like the water contained in calf's hoof print. A small calf is there, calf's hoof print is so small. So when they walk in the field, there's some water sometime in the rainy season, if they are correct. We can easily cross over that. So this verse says, if somebody takes shelter of Krishna, the boat of the lotus feet of Krishna, he can easily cross over this material existence. Their goal is param padam, just like we are seeing here. Vritrasura goal was Vaikuntha Loka. Their goal is param padam, Vaikuntha, the place where there are no miseries. See, just the opposite of that word in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, this material world is full of miseries, dukhalayam, ashashvatam, and temporary. And this verse in the Bhagavatam, it says, the place where there are no miseries. Kunta, and Kunta means misery. Here, Vaikuntha means opposite of Kunta. No Kunta, no anxiety. Nor the place where the danger in every step. So, we are all fortunate that somehow we are come in touch with Srila Prabhupada's movement. Srila Prabhupada has taken so much austerity, so much trouble in presenting this Vedic literature. Otherwise, you just imagine, we read few verses today. How we can first of all, how it is translated in English. It has become very easy. If it is in Sanskrit, not many of us may know Sanskrit. So Prabhupada has written all these books. He has given this wonderful purport. And he has given a wonderful process actually. So if we take to this, then actually we can also achieve that end. So our goal should be not, even as a devotees, we are trying to be, we are in the organization, we are doing different service, different position. To run the institution, we need all these things. We should not be caught up in all these things, actually. Okay, dutifully we have to do, it comes, you just accept it as it comes on its own accord. But our ultimate goal should be on the padam, the lotus feet of Lord. So that way, we are all fortunate, particularly youngsters. Today, in this world, you see, people are lost actually. People are lost. They do not know what is the ultimate goal of life. We may be far away, that's okay. At least we know the goal. We know the destination. Like in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna systematically describes attaining the Supreme. Right from the 4th verse, 5th verse, it goes on explaining how we can attain the ultimate. So we should be engaged in the devotional service, just like we saw in this chapter also. They were discussing, they are fighting in between the battlefield. But in between, they are discussing the philosophy of the Krishna consciousness, speaking about Krishna, his position, all these things. So they are all devotees. Both were devotees. But one was a very pure devotee, Vritrasura, in the body of a demon. So he achieved perfection, and Indra will have to be in this material world. So we all know the Devatas is just a designation, it's a position. Anybody can achieve that by your tapasya, by austerity, but lot of charity, lot of you do good thing, pious thing, you can also be promoted. But wherever you go in this material world, it is not a safe place actually. That's a Brahma Bhavana Loka Punaravartina Arjuna. Even if you go to the Brahma Loka, the topmost planet in this material world, Krishna says you have to come back to this material world. So, and material world is full of miseries. So we should take this knowledge and we should practice the process which Srila Prabhupada has given. Definitely, there is a hope that we can also achieve the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna through the mercy of a pure devotee like Prabhupada. These are some of the points. I'll stop here. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.